Well, it's episode 10, and I finally have a sort of a talk show name that I've always wanted to use. And I think Paul brought it up when we first did when we did the last video. And Paul mentioned we should call our series Between Two Shirts. So welcome to Between Two Shirts, and it's going to be a discussion between two mates about football. Paul, how are you, mate?
Good, mate. How are you?
Good, man. And I know setting this up has been a bit of a dilemma between us with the audio and just trying to make it all fun because we are living in a COVID world right now. I'm sorry about that.
No, it's fine, man. Thanks for having me on. Thanks for letting me join on Talking Shirt as well. I really appreciate it.
It's all good. I think when it comes to football, we're all mates, and just us two, discussing whatever's happening in the world may bring joy to others. Even if we get 100 to 200 views, I don't care, as long as we're hanging out and then other people find some sort of entertainment from it. So let's aim for that.
That's it, man. It's all for a good cause.
If it wasn't on camera, we'd be playing COD and just losing every game and ending up in the gulag. But we are those people that play Plunder. So to everyone out there, yes, we do play Plunder. Don't judge us. How's COVID world for you, man?
Yeah, no, it's not too bad, mate. It's we're coping okay over here. I think now that football's on, and it's not like it's not like isolation round one where there was no football and no work and not much to do. At least now, I know obviously work is pretty spare for most people, but at least there's football to watch.
I agree. I remember when the Korean League and then the Bundesliga came on, everyone was like fascinated about those. And now we've got the Premier League, and we just finished the La Liga, and we just started friendlies with PSG and stuff. So we'll talk about that sort of stuff later on in the episode. How is the website going? Have you launched it as of yet?
Yep, so website's live. We've loaded up with stock, and we've got a few new things coming in as well. We've added a culture piece to the page as well, where we've got a few blogs that we've got some shirt reviews, even some video game stuff. So yeah, for anyone that's interested and don't have to go to buy, you can just go for have a browse and enjoy yourself.
Awesome. I did see you're going to be talking about games as well, so it's really exciting because I want to push myself into the Nintendo world because there's a lot of beautiful football games back then. So I will put your website in the description. Is there a new kit or any kits on the website, or maybe one you want to sort of spotlight right now that you want to sell or talk about?
Yeah, sure. So one of the new ones we actually just got in was a signed 2011-2012 Juventus shirt. I've got it here. I'll give you a quick gaze.
That wasn't planned, was it?
No, not at all. So, it's got Alessandro Marti on the back,
nice.
And it's signed by a fair few players. I think it's going to be majority of the first team. I will obviously post that and rectify whose signatures are on there. So something very cool.
It's so funny, like Matri or Matri is one of those players, a European accent. Like, is it Matri or Matri? Like, that's the hardest thing.
Well, it's hard because I guess, coming from European parents, it depends on who you're associating with and who you're talking to. I guess if I'm with the Australian side of my family, I'm going to say Matri, but if I'm with mum's side, I'll say Matri.
It's like saying Bonucci and Bonucci, it's just one of those things. Is it double C or double K? Like, you never know.
I don't know, yeah.
No, look, COVID life on my end has been pretty good. Like, I can't leave the house at the moment, but, being able to watch all the football, I think one of my favorite things being at home at the moment is being able to catch up on MLS. And I was fortunate enough to see, like Inter Miami, LA Galaxy versus LAFC. But to see that kind of football during the day has been amazing because I'd be out doing stuff all on a free day. But now I have time to watch some football. Have you caught up any games or seen any highlights?
Yeah, so I've been watching a heap, mostly Premier League, obviously, and I try and catch a bit of Serie A here and there when I can. Obviously, the time difference makes it a little bit difficult. But yeah, look, I'm loving the fact that MLS is on at like 10 in the morning, so I've always got it on in the background and stuff. I know you've obviously been pretty heavily influenced by the MLS and you're a big fan. How do you feel about, who was it? There was someone that didn't go back, was it to one of the LA sides? The Mexican
players?
Yeah.
Yeah, LAFC lost Vela because his wife's expecting a child, and just because of all the COVID issues and the Rona, he just wanted to make sure that his family's safe. But a lot of drama has been happening in the US for some players because some players just missed. I think Nashville had to pull out because a lot of the players tested positive before entering the hub. But look, the MLS is doing their bit now, and it's exciting to see the A-League back on as well. Unfortunately, I couldn't go to Melbourne City because of the new sort of restriction, which this episode was meant to be recorded between us two and two cars in a car park. But of course, the rules, and we have to stay safe for everyone else to be safe. So that's understandable. But have you caught any of the A-League? Did you see Newcastle the other night against Sydney FC?
No, so I haven't caught too much of the A-League. To be perfectly honest, I'm a big fan of the A-League, obviously, but I do struggle to watch it when you're watching so much of the European football. It's hard to compare.
Are you a Euro snob?
No, I wouldn't call myself a Euro snob, but I definitely will watch the A-League. I've got no bias towards leagues, but I just find it a little bit more labour intensive to actually have to sit through an A-League game compared to.
I know it's understandable, but Newcastle basically won 2-1, which gave Melbourne City an opportunity, a window for potentially, coming back, because we've only got 3 games, City that is, and the rest of the league has 5 or 4 left. So by the time City joins on, everyone will be on par. And I think if Sydney won last night or drew, they would have won the league. So at least it gives another week opportunity. So it's pretty tight at the moment. Hopefully we see City at least keep top 2.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially coming from Melbourne, I guess any success from the Melbourne front is great. Considering they almost didn't get there at one point, I think that's what the story was.
Yeah, 3 times or third time lucky. It was pretty abysmal.
That's pretty funny.
And looking at Western United, they re-signed Diamanti, so I'm really excited to see him play again. Being Italian yourself, have you got any thoughts on him? Are you a big fan of him?
Yeah, I love him. His social media presence is hilarious. So just the fact that he posted a video of him playing games with his kids, dunking their heads in water, buckets of water. Diamanti's a legend, man. He's an icon of Italian football, especially. I think there was a Euro or something. He was absolutely iconic. He was probably one of their better performers in that tournament. I'm surprised he stayed at Western United because he was rumoured to be leaving to go to Victory because Twuan was apparently on the way out.
There was a lot of rumours, but I think he just wanted to stay. I think he has a lot to promise, and Kone, the Greek player, did leave, so it's good to see that they put a bit of more money on Diamanti because, one, he is the internet lord, poi boy, as he says, and really excited to see him play. But moving on from the A-League, did you catch any of the friendlies or any other games, Inter Milan, Juventus games?
Yeah, so I saw that PSG this morning, obviously they played Celtic, I think it was 4-0.
The friendly, yes.
So they dropped their new home shirt during the game as well. Well, obviously they released both home and away kits. Obviously first visual of the actual shirt on the players was really nice. Great shirt. They've done really well with this one. Yeah,
I'm really excited to see that as well because that PSG kit that I recently bought was a sort of representation of that in its current form, and I'm really excited to buy that. So hopefully Ultra Football can hook us both up with those kits and I can have a review and you can have a review on your website. But it was really good to see both kits because Celtic also did debut their Adidas home kit that they released as in their first year with Adidas as they've left New Balance. I also caught some Inter Milan games and they recently released a new kit. We'll talk about that later. And it was good to see them fighting, I think, top 2 to be correct, because Ronaldo just made, I think, the milestone of 50 goals in the Serie A. Is that correct?
Yeah, correct. Yeah, that's massive. For a guy of his age, it seems like he's got, like, there's no limits for him. You can, especially when you can compare, a lot of other players at the same time in their career were either on the decline or moving to smaller leagues or smaller clubs. For what he's doing, he's another level.
But my question here is a lot of people are saying that Dzeko has done a lot more or scored a lot more goals in his time, but because he's Ronaldo, he's getting more love. Is that sort of a bias thing?
I wouldn't be surprised. Look, his brand is very strong, and he's obviously the fact that he came into the game named as Ronaldo. I think that made a big influence because obviously then came the comparisons with him and Ronaldo Nazario. And then obviously later with the comparisons with Messi. So it's an interesting scenario because I think his brand obviously does a lot for himself. And credit to him, he's obviously built himself up from where he was.
Of course. And I was just looking at the ladder again. Juventus is on top, Atalanta is second, and Inter is third. And I think Inter's 1 game behind from Atlanta. So we'll see what happens there. They're only a point behind or so. So it's a big chase for them to make top two. I think, as we said, Juve has got that in the bag. Also, talking about English football, Leeds United is back in the Premier League. I'm really excited. Even though I'm a United fan, it is, like, as in Manchester United, it is good to see Leeds back in the league. Any thoughts on them?
Yeah, look, I'm really happy. I think big clubs like Leeds and Villa, it's always good to see them in the Premier League. So I'm hoping Villa can stay up. I think, actually, they're safe. They could be safe now.
They could be safe. They won 1-0 against Arsenal.
Yeah, correct. So I think, yeah, they're obviously the last game of the season for them. It's going to be critical. I think Watford's just behind them. But yeah, look, seeing Leeds come back I feel like it's an imperative for the Premier League. It's one of those clubs that you just need to have because the support base is huge. And
yes.
Yeah, it's going to be to see how I'm actually really interested to see if they produce something good for their kids for next season as well.
Well, Adidas is going to be the first manufacturer on top of their promotion. They just announced it today with the new video. So I'm really excited to see that. The same team that designed the Celtic kits is designing. Again, one thing with Adidas that I really get scared of is that they just can completely use template kits. And that's the best thing about Nike and their current kits we'll talk about in the next part of this video is that Nike has been making some beautiful kits and some outrageous, strange ones with the new second Inter kit that we saw. But when it comes to Leeds, whatever they do, I'm really excited to see that. Now, also talking about English football, Man United lost to Chelsea. I was really sad about that because we both woke up at 3 a.m. They played a 2-hour COD sesh. But what were your thoughts on Pogba? Like, not just Pogba, De Gea, for United's point of view.
Yeah, look, I think United overall were a bit underwhelming. Compared to their previous form, like the previous 3 or 4 games, they looked so dangerous. Their attacking form was unbelievable. Pogba's scenario was a little bit strange. He obviously starting on the bench, I don't think does him any favours from a mental aspect. How do you feel about it? Obviously, you're a United supporter. I know, look, being a Chelsea supporter is a bit different for us because I don't think the game was overly great, but how do you feel about it?
You and I both made a bet in a sense that score prediction. I said 2-1 for United. Chelsea would score first. They did score first, Giroud out of all players. But I think Chelsea just played football and United was just trying to find a way to look too fancy. I think from the recent success, it just got to the head. Like, you do have teams that show success over a period of time and they show a formula that isn't predictable. But with United, I think they are really lucky in terms that sometimes a good pass just ends up to be a goal and then they try the same formula the same next game and they get caught out. And we saw that with Maguire thinking he was a midfielder turned striker when he tried taking the ball from the left back all the way to the middle and just skied it. Like, what the hell are you thinking, mate?
Yeah, that was interesting, that's for sure. I think, look, I don't know. It's interesting with young managers, or not so much young managers, but managers early in their career. I think they're still trying to find their feet. And I think a coach similar, if you look at Lampard, is probably a similar example. He seems to be doing really well. His tactical game sense seems to be really good. But obviously, he's sort of in terms of managerial career, he's actually younger than what Solskjaer is. But Solskjaer still doesn't seem to have, I don't know, the players working to the degree that he needs them to.
It's still early days, and again, I think Moyes said something the other day. He's like, the difference between me and Ole Solskjaer is that Solskjaer has been given time. So we'll see. Look, in the end of the day, like, a coach can be a coach. You can have the best coach and the shittest players in the world, and you still get a result in some way. But it all happens on the day. Like, all it takes is one player to have a bad game, De Gea, and then the entire team just cops it. Forward, like, defense starts up front, the attack starts at the back. If the whole formula doesn't work, then the entire team. If it's a coach's fault or a player's fault, it's always going to be blamed on someone. But at the end of the day, a bad game is a bad game. All right, the best part and the reason why this episode or series is called Between Two Shirts is because both of us love kits, love shirts, love jerseys, whatever you want to call them. We've piled a few on our phone here and we're ready to go and talk about them. I will have this on the side here for everyone to look as we speak. Now, when it comes to kits, there's been so many. We literally wanted to speak about this the other day and so many kits have been released since. I think one kit I don't have in this collection, we can talk about it because we just spoke about this episode. Roma, what are your thoughts on the new Roma kit? I think it's the last one with Nike before they leave.
This one I really want to see on the players. Obviously, we've only seen what seems to be the trademark Nike release for this year, which is on the grass, which I don't think does it much justice. I like the pattern through the side of the shirt. I'm just not much of a fan of the stripes. So I don't know. How do you feel about it?
Same. And again, I think I was thinking about it today. The photo on the grass, it's just another way of Nike doing something different. Just trying to tell people, hey, look at us, we are Nike, try and copy us, because it's so simple. Like an executive director or any creative director would have just dropped it on the floor, taken a photo, sorry. And yeah, make it viral. And it's just a kit on grass and people go crazy over it. So I think Nike's doing their part. As a kit, not a fan. That's all I can say.
Yeah, no, look, I think they've done better, especially Roma usually produce really nice home shirts each season.
They do.
Especially their last season one was beautiful.
I've never had an issue with an Italian kit, no matter what team.
I'm sure I can challenge that for you.
Oh, mate. Like, when you think about it, Lazio's had some crazy ones, and Napoli had the army one, the camouflage. That was probably one of the worst, but best ultimate team kits. And that's the best thing about kits. Like, you know, there's so many out there. And at the moment, I think we're pushing the boundaries, and you can see two kits in my background. They're just two latest Nike ones in the past maybe 3 years. Yeah. It's just about like people, you know, wanting or finding an appreciation of that kit. The Roma one, someone's going to like it. We'll move on to the next one into our list. What are your thoughts on the Arsenal kit?
That I actually really like this. I know we were saying before about the templated Adidas designs, but I think this maybe sort of, it goes away from that a little bit. I like the pattern and I like the sleeves. I think it's something a little bit different.
I'm going to ruin it for you right now. Now, look at the top, yeah? You've got the home one. This hasn't been released as of yet, but knowing our luck, it'll probably get released tomorrow or when this episode goes out. Now, look at those arrows. Does not represent the Call of Duty player tag on the map?
Maybe they're too busy worrying about other people than Arsenal.
That's all I can think about is the arrow. Then again, the arrow can be used for a compass as well. But it looks nice, and I think it's representative of some of their older patterns. So I'm really excited to see that on game day. It looks nice. I like it.
Yeah, I think it will look nice on game day.
The next one we've got here is the Everton kit. Thoughts?
No, I think this is quite a classic kit. It seems to be something with Everton to put a weird sponsor on a nice shirt. Good
point about the sponsor, because I think this sponsor is going to become something amazing in 10, 20 years time.
What is it?
So, I don't know. We can have a look later if you want. You can search it while I talk. Hummel has taken over, creating some nice kits. So we're going to probably see Angry Birds on the sleeve again. But Kazoo itself, that the lettering, the font, the way, the parting between the letters, I really like, and I think it's going to stand out and be a really iconic one for them, in years to come.
Oh, okay. I think according to what I've just Googled, Kazoo is some sort of automotive. I don't know if it's a manufacturer or a seller. I think it might be something like a cast.
They need less advertising companies, or not advertising companies, gambling companies.
Yeah, I think that's good for the sport. So look, hey, if that's one step away, that's great.
Moving on to the next kit, and I think this is either away or third for Manchester City. Thoughts?
Really nice. Really, yeah. I think they've done really well. I think the pattern through the shirts seems to be coming back a lot this season. And the gold accents do it a lot of justice. Yeah,
it's always attention to detail is what I love about kits.
Do you think Melbourne City will get something similar?
Definitely not. I don't think so, because I think the home kit was in representation of Manchester itself. So I don't see Melbourne or any of the other City Football Group clubs having that. But this one has, I was reading online, like a lot of people are saying, I can't really see because Footy Headlines has their stupid watermark over it. But it does have a bit of an Abu Dhabi or something like
an type of feel.
Yeah, it looks nice, no matter what it is. And forgive me if I got this wrong, but it looks beautiful. I'm really excited to see that on game day.
Yeah, I did see the graphic. I think it was a graphic impression of Mahrez wearing one.
Yes.
And yeah, very nice. It looks very good.
I'm excited to see one. And the next one doesn't have the sponsor, sorry about that. But it is the Celtic home kit that was used the other day at PSG. And I think they wore it against Lyon as well in the friendly. Look, again, you can never go wrong with the hooped kit for Celtic. Clean, simple. I'm not a huge fan of the sponsor, so when I show everyone this video, the sponsor will be on the kit. Again, any thoughts?
I think it's nice. Look, it's always it's one of those things with Celtic. It's always going to look relatively similar. It's sort of their trademark. But I think it's still nice, and it kind of fits well with sort of outerwear, like wearing it just around the streets. Or
the next one, I definitely would not wear on the streets.
This rumor has got me absolutely puzzled. The potential coming out of Nike this year is ridiculous, and
Yeah.
I feel like Chelsea has been on the bottom end of all the potential. Like, let's just give all the potential to PSG and Inter, and then just give Chelsea whatever's left.
I know. And Liverpool,
think-
remember, they're Nike as well now.
Yeah, very true, actually. So I guess we'll see what they're going to come up with. But yeah, look, this looks like a Palace kit. And especially being so close to Chelsea too. Palace is not a great sort of vibe to have. I'm not sure why they were in red either. I think it's a bit of a mistake. Even going from the other two kits they released, the home shirt's okay, very basic. I think without the 3 sponsor would be okay, but the away shirt I'm very questionable about. Those consistent like pattern through it is I'm not a fan.
Look, I think one thing I can say that I like about it is that it is its own template or design, because that fade away for the stripes is really nice. And I think the only thing that lets it down for me is the 3 sponsorship. It looks a bit tacky, or like a template kit that someone's made online. I do look forward to seeing that with its Nike technology. So I do think Nike has done something, or Chelsea, whoever chose this fun design, to make. I saw the kit fall. That's pretty scary. But I think it's going to be something that you guys might make history in. So hopefully it's an FA Cup or some win, something like that. Next one. I'm not a huge fan of this kit, but I wanted to show you the logo of their Nantes kit. Have you seen the new Nantes, or what? I think it's not new, but it's kit. Sponsor badge. It looks like an MLS badge. Oh my god, I'm getting those two mixed up. It's stressing me out.
Yeah. I see what you're getting at. It's got that Inter Miami sort of like that intertwining letters type of feel to it.
It almost looks like Nashville. Sorry if I got that wrong as well. But the kit's nice. I don't mind it. It's going to be in Ligue 1, and I'm really excited to see that as well. All right, so the next kit we're speaking about, there's 3 slides for us on our phones. The first one is all 3 kits together, and that's the one I'll display on the screen. Now, the home one was released. The away has been released. Let's talk about those two before we talk about the special one on the 3rd.
Yeah, look, home shirt is incredible. I did a bit of research into the design, and they took some inspiration from the Inter Serpent, and obviously that's where the pattern sort of comes from. So I like the fact they've mixed up like a modern design with a historical element of the club. I think that's really good, really innovative from a design sense.
Yeah, and then the away kit, it's the same. So it's based on the Milano sort of architecture and art sort of inspiration. So look, I love both kits. I wouldn't be buying the second kit just because I don't think it's going to sell out. It is going to be one to remember. Maybe in 20 years I'll regret it, but a home kit I'm definitely going to get. I do love the blue and black, and I can't go wrong with that. Design-wise, Nike's done an amazing job. Their latest design on kits, similar to what I have with the career kits, has got some new technology that I'm really excited. The 3rd kit. Now, I sent you a photo of Martinez wearing the 3rd kit in a mock-up. How beautiful does that look?
Oh man, it reminds you of the old Umbro and all the last 2 versions. I think the Adriano sort of like that 04-ish era.
I think the Umbro was the first, and then Adriano was the second design.
Yeah, correct. I'm getting like Zamorano sort of images in my head when I'm thinking of this or seeing this shirt. This is like, I think this is going to be possibly one of the best releases for this year, if this is true.
Yeah, that away kit was rumored months ago. The home kit was rumored months ago, like almost February. So I think they've done it right, and I'm really excited to see. Look, as soon as this comes out, I'm sending all my money to Nike.com because I need this kit.
Yeah, I need it. I think this is going to be one of those ones similar to like the Nigeria kit of 2018 that it flies off.
You can't go wrong with that color, and like the little hints of blue and the gold detail on the sponsor Pirelli. Man.
Let's pray that it's true and they don't end up with the Crystal Palace 3rd kit.
Mate, I did see a rumor today. I can't remember exactly what it was, but the sponsorship, because I think Pirelli has its time gone, and they were saying that they're going to have a new sponsor, and it was I think it was either it's not a tire company, but there's a new sponsor. Probably make another video of that. So it's going to be sad days when we see Pirelli go.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. I think I did read about that. It was a Chinese company. Obviously, there's a bit of a Chinese influence throughout Italy now. So it'd be interesting to see
That's the rumor I was thinking, because the owners are from China or have an interest in the club. Because I remember when Trent Sainsbury was loaned off to Inter Milan, he was still at his Chinese Super League team, and they loaned him out for no fee because he's owned by the same team. Let's move over to the next team, just because this is going to be a lot of kits to talk about. Juventus haven't released their home kit, but this is a rumor that was on the Adidas.com website. Can you see the kit with the gold hints?
Yeah, really nice. I actually don't mind this. Is there any symbolism to the gold accents? Or is there some sort of significant use there?
I'm not sure. I just think that it's beautiful. And again, the 3 stars is like the logo, like everything. I love it. And even the Jeep looks good.
Yeah, I think they've done well to tie everything in together, and the pattern obviously as well. It's quite nice.
I think this is going to be one for a lot of Juve fans. Going to love it. It was sort of hinted in a photo shoot in the behind the scenes where he's got his zipper down, so that was a hint to it. I think it's going to be one of the ones for a lot of people to collect. Now, moving over to the next one, it is the Monaco kit, and I'm pretty sure this is exactly the same design they had when Mbappe was there.
Yeah, look, I love Kappa. Kappa kits always seem to look just nice. It's nice. It works well with football clubs, and it always is tidy. This is an interesting thing with the Monaco kits. I think it's great as a football kit, but terrible as a shirt to wear in general, because it's that half odd cut sort of stripe.
Yeah. No, I understand what you mean. There was a recent photo shoot done by Soccer Bubble for the last kit last year, and Kappa had that as well. I loved it. The photo shoot, I can put the photos up here as well, but I think this kit is, again, simple and elegant because it's just staying true to the Monaco design. And I'm really excited to see that one as well. Hopefully they produce some amazing talent in the next couple of years as well, as they have. Moving over to the other side of France, we've got 2 kits here that will display the home and away for Lyon. Now, I'm going to say something about the away kit. Apparently, a lot of people think it looks like a referee's kit.
Oh, wow. Okay. Now that you say that, I can definitely see that. I didn't think that when I first saw it. I actually quite liked it.
Yeah, I love the home
think
kit.
Maybe that image might not do it justice. I think because there is some white accents on the side, under like the side of the body. I think that might help us. But I can understand where that's coming from. But the home kit, is very nice. Very simple, but still quite elegant.
It's crazy to see them have Emirates when only a couple of years ago PSG had it. So it's pretty funny to see that they have it now. But I do love it, and I think that's one more thing I do love about kit shoots is that when the kit is shot well without any sort of editing, you can tell the kit is good. I wasn't a huge fan of the Lyon kit shoot because some of the players just literally just hanging out like bros, and the photos on the kits just look like they're hanging out with the current kit. There was no excitement onto it, and I think that photo of Depay again just speaks to me. It's not a huge one. Not the Monaco kit, but the Marseille kit that they recently did, I don't have in this. I love the photo shoot. Have you seen that shoot?
No, not yet. I have seen the Corinthians release. I know that was a bit different.
Yes.
Again. That's not so much. It doesn't involve players. It's more with fans and your everyday type of person.
Well, let's talk about the Corinthians kit because their away kit came out today too.
Yeah, true. Actually, that black kit is very nice. They've done well this year. I think their whole range seems to be incredible. And the way they go about it, I think it's really nice because they pay a lot of respect to their fans, incorporating them into that shoot. I think it's a nice approach too. I think from a sales point of view, it's interesting because it's different to wear something that you see a professional player or an idol wear, as opposed to sort of envisaging yourself as that person that they've used in the campaign. Definitely very interesting. I know you're a big fan of the Corinthians shoot. How did you feel that sort of looked in terms of everything compared to everything else?
Yeah, I love the shoot and I love what they do. And I think, again, Nike's just hit the nail on the head. The shot with the bride and her husband when they're wearing the kit, I just love that. And again, with the away kit that came out today, there was a guy getting a haircut. I think when you think about Brazilian football and you think about family and just that energy and the culture of Brazilian culture, I just love it. And it just shows in the kit shoot. When it comes to South American kits, Nike can never do wrong. In matter of fact, I think not many teams in South America can do wrong because it's always so true to the club and the people. But you do have moments of the Corinthians that you see the kit and it just stays true to what they always had. So yeah, the Corinthians kit I'll get on board as well. Next kits, I think they're United ones. Now this black kit, I'm not sure if it's going to be away. It says away here on the photo. Can you see that on your end?
Yeah. So look, this looks really nice, man. I actually like this. I'm not much of a United fan usually, but this is actually quite nice. I think this will go down well. I think we were speaking last time and we were considering whether this was a training kit or otherwise. But yeah, no, this looks like a really nice kit. Oh, look, you're the United fan. What do you think?
Look, I think in the sense that I'm just trying to see and make sure this is right, but the design itself looks like a Joy Division artwork. I'm not sure if you've seen that wave thing that everyone has on their kits and stuff, but it's one of their famous sort of designs. But again, I can put that in context for the fans to look. It's called Unknown Pleasures for everyone else out there who to know what I'm talking about. I'm just trying to make sure they are from Salford. Oh yeah, so there you go. They're from Salford, which is the same city as in Manchester. And yeah, Salford's from Manchester. I was right in my thoughts, so I just want to make 100% sure. So Salford is a small town just on the border of Manchester, and one of their album covers has the waveform, and I think that kit. And I think both Manchester teams have been playing on the whole representation of the city. Like, you know, when you think about London, you think about blue and red, and you think about all that sort of stuff. But when it comes to United, this sort of reminds me of that, and I'll send it to you after, you'll understand. But I love it. I think it looks cozy, soft.
Yeah, look, I think that it's really nice. I liked it. It seems like a lot of clubs are starting to do that. Look, maybe not they're just starting, but it seems like this year is it's going to be one of those years where a lot of clubs do pay homage to some sort of part of their history, which is really nice.
No, I agree, and that's a good word, homage. I totally didn't think about that. The next kit, it's just a hoodie, but I couldn't find the exact kit. But apparently the third kit is going to be something like this, and if this is the kit, oh my god, like, I'm going to buy it, but it's going to confuse a lot of people.
It's going to, yeah, to be honest, the first thing it reminded me of is when they release a car and they put that like pattern over the top so you can't actually see like the curves and stuff through it, so it can't be copied. Yeah, look, I don't know. I'd rather see this as the jersey. I'm not too sure. Going from this, I'm still, the verdict's still out. I'm not too keen, but hey, look, if you like it, that's entirely up to you. That's the thing about shirts, right? Everyone's going to like something, and there's no wrong way.
And now we've got the home kit here. I'm not a huge fan. Again, when it comes to United home kits, you can always, you know, make a big statement if you want. But I don't usually buy home kits for United. I'm just not. It's a red kit's a red kit. But back in the days, like you've got the Becker one in the background. I think a lot of the past kits were my favorite, but now I'm not a huge fan of that one.
Yeah, look, I'd like to see them do something similar to what we were saying just before. I'd love to see them do some sort of a throwback. I think that would be something nice for the United fans. It's a club with a big history and a lot of success, so I think that's deserving.
All right, the next kits are something that was released. I did save these images when the rumours were still out, but PSG home and away, like what the hell?
Incredible, absolutely incredible. Look, and I'll let you go first because I already know. I released my blog on this yesterday, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on this first.
They've done amazing. I can't complain. I love the little French flag on the bottom corner of both the kits. And yeah, I think Nike has just outdone themselves with something simple because it's going to sell. The only thing I would have changed is that the AIA, I wouldn't have put a Core Live Limitless. I would have just put ALL, just the logo. But yeah.
Yep. I have a feeling, I don't know if it was a concept art I saw, but I think possibly on the away kit, I think it might just be the AII. We'll have to look into that.
You have to check that out because the photos I've got here said they're both the ALL, not AII, because it's a little detail at the bottom. But what are your thoughts quickly?
Oh, amazing, man. I did some research and had a look, and the stripe through the middle, it was a design by, I think his name was Daniel Rector. It was like one of the presidents in one of their early years, or possibly even their founding. I'm not 100% sure. But so the design's obviously the concept is based on what he produced early on for them. Yeah, exactly, that design there. Beautiful, and yeah, look, I think it's really nice, like we were saying before, the fact that clubs are paying homage to their history, and I know the home shirt obviously looks quite closely to that one.
I wish they had that.
The star design, yeah, that would be nice. It's very close.
Chelsea had that. I wish they put that into the kit. I might do a mock-up because I think that would have been exactly on point for the PSG kit.
Oh, 100%. I think with the white shirt I actually quite like. I think that was supposed to pay tribute to their, I think it was 95-96 Cup Winners' Cup team. Which is, I think it's nice sentiment. Nice sentiment and a good throwback, and it's sort of like a retro kind of feel to a new shirt.
Yeah, really good. PSG can never do wrong. Next one, PSV this time, not PSG, PSV. The only thing I want to say about this is I'm so sad that Phillips is gone.
Yeah, it's interesting. Well, have they been long-term? Well, they're like co-own. Is it co-ownership that Phillips is with PSV?
Yeah.
Are they still a part of the club?
Still have shares in it, but now they've just got a different sponsor. It kind of breaks my heart because, yeah, like, didn't plan this at all, but like PSV without Phillips is Pirelli with no Inter.
Yeah, it's a big move for the club. So I'm guessing obviously there's been a lot of finances pumped into the club through Brainport. I think, look, regardless, still a really nice shirt. The trims around the sleeves and the collar, beautiful, really, really nice.
And then we'll move over to another rumoured Man City kit. Again, where are they pulling these designs out of? But this is amazing. Next year, Man City is going to have the best 3 kits in the league.
Yeah, look, hey, like we said before, it's subjective because personally for me, I would never even buy this. You'd have to pay me to buy it. But
mate,
hey, look, if it looks good on, it looks good on.
No, again, like, we don't know how it looks. Like, when I saw the home kit that they're currently wearing, the new one, again, I didn't really like it at the start because of the renders and the rumors, but when it was shot in a photo shoot and the way Puma and whoever the agency behind it was, but that's another thing I want to talk about in the future, is like how much a photo shoot or the way an agency or manufacturer can show off a kit in a photo shoot, because it makes a big difference, you know?
Yeah, huge difference. I think, look, for me, it really gives some credibility to the product or the brand. And I think giving it a bit more effort and doing things the right way, I know it's really hard to conceal, and I feel like that's why graphic impressions and stuff as simple as a shirt on grass has been done in the last sort of race or last year or so. But I still think there's a lot to doing it properly and doing a big campaign around the shirt release.
No, I agree. No, look, that was great sort of kit talk with you, mate. Is there anything else you want to bring up before we wrap it up today?
Can't think of anything to say.
No, it's all good. Look, there's so many kits and stuff coming out in the next couple of days. We'll definitely try and make this series a monthly or fortnightly episode. I'm really excited to see United or another team release these rumoured kits, because there's just so much you can talk about football kits, and once they come out, you're like, not another one to spend my money on. Is there a kit that you want to buy in the next couple of days before we do our next episode?
Oh, look, I'm itching to get that PSG away shirt. I love the collar, so I'm a sucker for that, I think.
Likewise, and I think I put in an order for that as well. Mate, thank you so much. Is there anything else for the website or any other kits you want to talk about, or anything else from pitch side that you want to mention?
We've actually got this ball here, obviously similar to the other Juventus shirt we brought up earlier. It's a signed ball. I thought we'd try and add something different to the collection. We're going to try and throw some boots and balls and stuff on there if we can get some cool memorabilia. So keep an eye on what's coming up.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time, mate. I'll definitely catch you on COD either tonight or tomorrow, depending when you're allowed.
Sounds good.
Enjoy your night. Thank you so much for this. And once COVID and the Rona slowly fade away, I hope we can make these a bit more personal. Maybe we can go to our favorite cafe or coffee, whatever you want to call it, without being fancy, or even a car boot chat, because it's really awesome just to talk with a mate for football. But everyone else watching, if you have any other suggestions and anything else you want us to talk about, please put them in the comments below. But Paul, thank you so much for your time, buddy.
Man, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.
Anytime, buddy. Go enjoy your night, and I'll catch you soon, all right?
Thanks, bro.
See you, buddy.